Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a wonderful day after Thanksgiving, wonderful Black Friday. Hope you're not in too many Black Friday store ramblings or store, stampedes today. I hope you all made it out alive. I hope you all made it out unhurt. And most of all, I hope you all made it out happy. Everything ended up going okay. I hope that was all good. I'm just bringing you guys another video. I know, again, as I was saying, this is recorded on Black Friday. This is not going to come out on Black Friday. This will probably come out a few weeks later. But I'm just recording another video because today I ended up going to the range. And I just wanted to share my experience. What does it look like when I go to the range? What do I do? What's the process like? How difficult is it? How long do you have to wait? How long? All these questions. How is it? Plus, it was Black Friday at my range that I go to, and they have they had some giveaways they were doing, which is actually pretty cool. I actually completely forgot they were doing a giveaway, but I just wanted to bring you guys along and show you guys a couple of things I got, and nothing too crazy, nothing too special, but we're going to analyze some of my some video I have of me at the range, and then we're going to go through a couple of things that I got. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and actually take a quick look at what I got. They had some Black Friday deals there at Royal Range. This is where it's at. It's no secret. And at the front of the store, when you came in the morning, they were giving out tickets, every 30 minutes or so. They were calling out numbers. I didn't end up winning anything. However, they have this little bucket at the front of the store, little bin, where they had a deal bin. It was $5 for anything in the bin. And, well, I got a few things. And I know some of these things aren't necessarily the nicest things, but hey, I was just curious and thought I could throw this on a few rifles. So I got two of these. These are rifle ammunition, like just stuff you put, just little rifle buttstock ammo holder. You usually see these on shotguns, but you can see this on rifles too. I eventually do want to get one of these. If I get a nicer bolt action rifle, I want to get like a leather one. But for now, these will work. They serve its purpose, utilitarian. At the end of the day, that's the main thing. The other thing I got from the bins was actually a really good find in my opinion, and as far as I know, I mean, I don't think this is like known to be bad or anything. It's obnoxious, but it's a really good deal because everything in this bin was $5. Both of those $5 each. I know you might think that's for that quality $5. I don't mind it. I got this. I got a muzzle brake for $5. It's by Architect. I don't know how you say it. I'm guessing Architect. The muzzle brake for $5. MSRP is $40.95. Let's see if it'll focus up in on that. Will it focus in on that? $40.95. There we go. Now you can see it. $40.95. They were selling originally for about pretty much $40. And I got it not even 50% off. I got it for $5 for a muzzle brake. And I'm assuming this should still, this should still work on my ARs like normal. So honestly, if I might build like a I might end up building either just like a short barreled not a short barrel, but I might end up just building another pistol, AR pistol, but like a really, really short one. To me, really short's like 9 inches or less, and just make it obnoxious for no reason, because all that is going to do is it's going to push gases out the side, and it's going to be really loud and a lot of concussive, blasts. So I just think this is, I just got this for, shits and giggles. I thought it was fun. The next thing I got wasn't from the $5 bin, but it was for $10 actually. And, you be the judge on whether this is actually a good deal or not. But I got me a SIG case, just a pistol case. It doesn't have to be for SIG. I got me a pistol case. It was $10, as I said. And this one, I was actually looking through them. This one actually came with a little gift. It came with a little thing of lube, of SIG lube, I think, right? Is that what it is? It doesn't even say what it is. What is it? ProtectTheHarvest.com. Oh, it's gun oil. All right, yeah, it is gun oil. It's that Lucas Extreme Duty gun oil. So it did come with one of those, and I guess they just didn't care about it. They just said, no, just leave it in there, or they just missed it. Either way, a little pistol case. I don't have to put pistols in this. I can put whatever I want, So I think that was a cool little find. Or if I am going traveling, I already have two at home, but if I'm going traveling, it's always nice to have extra boxes and stuff to put stuff in. So that's the main thing I got. I also ended up getting something for free. Since it was Black Friday, they actually were giving out stuff for free. Well, a little bit for free. I got this really sick black Royal Range patch. And this will probably just end up going straight on my patch wall, because, I mean, I'm not really going to put this on anything I'm wearing, or, you know, I'm just going to throw this on my patch wall just for fun, which I guess that's kind of the intention, but either way, you know, that's kind of what I was doing for fun. So now that that's all out of the way, you know, it's sort of been 5 minutes into the video. If you guys are still watching, if you guys are still, you know, interested, I'm going to go ahead and start analyzing and talking through and going through my experience with just going to the range. So first of all, why would I go to the range? Well, for a few reasons. First of all, it's fun. You know, why would someone go out and play football, or why would someone go out and throw the ball with their friends? It's fun. You know, it can be, if you do it with other people, it can be a good bonding experience, good bonding time, you know, some quality time. It's fun. That's the first reason. Second of all, why do I do it? Well, it's to get better at using the tools that I have. I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but essentially, if I'm going to have firearms, I'm going to be a firearm owner, it's my responsibility to be able to know how to use them and be able to know how to use them safely and efficiently and well. I'm not saying I have to be some special forces, you know, Green Beret, Navy SEAL. No, and I'm not expected to be like that. And I'm not trying to be like that. I'm simply trying to be effective enough and safe enough and knowledgeable enough so that if I ever do have to end up using a pistol for self-defense or whatever it might be, or a rifle or whatever, I can use it safely, effectively, without putting anyone else in danger, and, you know, just being able to protect myself. That's essentially what it is. That's the main reason. There's other reasons you can throw in there too. I'm not going to get into those right now, but those are the main reasons. And again, you can just look at it as a hobby. A lot of people just like going and shooting. They have target practice at many high schools. They have like a pistol club or a target practice, or even, you know, out there shooting skeet, you know, just like any of that. So, you know, it's something I want to improve on and get better. So that's kind of why. But anyway, so I went to the range. You know, you go in. I had to wait in line because it was Black Friday. It took a long time. Finally got to the front of the line. Had a reservation. Had to wait. You know, I got there and there were people in front of me, so they got to the range first, and all the range slots filled up almost immediately. So I did end up having to wait about, you know, 35 minutes for a range lane to open up. Range lane opened up. I was able to go to the range. You know, had eye protection, ear protection. I like bringing my own. They do provide it for you, so that is great. I know Royal Range, I think it charges $20 per person, and if you want to have a third person, it's an additional $10, so it could be $30. And then if you need what's it called, targets, if you don't bring your own targets, it's like I think it's now it's a little bit over $1. I think it's like $1.25 per target. It used to be $1. I think now they've raised it to about $1.25, which is still really, really good. That's you know, if you can take into consideration the price of ammo, it's really cheap. So it's pretty much negligible. So, you know, you pay for that, and then eventually you get called up. They give you this little card. You go to the range you're supposed to go to. They have 1, 2, 3. Go to the range you're supposed to go to. You know, you hand them the card. After you hand them the card, they take you to a lane, put it up, make sure you've been there before. You said, have you been there before? If yes, then they usually just let you go. If not, they'll explain the rules to you. Everyone's really nice. Everyone's really friendly. You know, they're there to help you. They're there to steer you, guide you, make sure everything's safe, make sure you're comfortable, stuff like that. Of course, they're not going to be bringing you, you know, they're not going to be a waiter to you, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I got to my lane. I'm going to, you know, kind of cut to the chase. Got to my lane, started taking out my rifles. I did end up bringing I had 1 rifle and I had 3 pistols. I brought my standard AR rifle. I also brought my AR pistol that I spray painted just a few videos ago. So I brought that, and then I also ended up bringing my Glock and my SIG. And actually, the Glock and the SIG, I had some very surprising results today that kind of concerned me a little bit. But I have some answers that I might be able to, you know, kind of justify the results. Let's just put it that way. So first thing is I took my AR pistol out. First time shooting it. I got some first shots in, and I thought it shot pretty well. When you're looking at the video of me shooting it, I'm sure you can see some smoke or some, you know, something that looks like it's almost coming off of the barrel. And that's a result of the overspray paint that made it onto the barrel, which again, I'm completely okay with. It'll burn off, you know, maybe by the next time I go to the range, or even it could have already burnt off by today, by the end of today. All that will burn off, and it might leave a very slight pinkish tint to it all, but that's just something you have to be aware of and know when you're spray painting rifles. But yeah, I did some quick drills, you know, some kind of mini drills. I don't always spend a ton of time on them, but I did some quick high ready to shoot, low ready to shoot, you know, stuff like that. A lot of it is just getting my hand used to the safety and putting the safety on and off. And that's something I'm kind of in the intro level of doing. Beforehand, I'll just take it off safety and shoot. Now I'm starting to be to the point where I'm not aiming at the target, I start trying to take it off, take it onto safety, you know. And then when I'm aiming at the target, put it on safety. So that's something I'm trying to work on. It's an additional step to be safe. And in the real world, if you're protecting yourself or whatever it might be, that's an additional step that really can come in handy and can be very useful for the overall safety of the community and the safety of just everyone around you. And it's just part of being responsible with your firearm. So I practiced that for a while. It went great. I only ended up shooting about a mag and a half or maybe 2 mags. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. I didn't shoot that much. But, you know, I was just making sure everything's going well. The hollow sun isn't even sighted in all the way. It's close. I mean, it's close enough for within about 50 yards or so to 100 yards maybe. I'd probably be able to hit something reasonably, but it's not sighted in all the way. So it really, that's something I ought to do. I just didn't bring all the tools necessary to do that today. I just wanted to do more functions, test, check, and kind of just you know, just hard practice with the controls, which that's something I can do at home. You can do at home, which I'll do another video about that later on. So anyway, I was kind of practicing with that, shooting with that. Everything went well, and then all of a sudden, about a mag and a half, 2 mags in, my flashlight, I could feel started to rattle, started to get loose. Now keep in mind, this flashlight is a cheap one, okay? It's a very, very cheap flashlight, okay? I'm eventually planning on upgrading it. Probably not for another 3, 4, 5, 6 months, okay? But the flashlight started to rattle, and I believe that's due to the fact that A, I don't think I tightened it tight enough. B, I probably should have put some Loctite or something on there. So I didn't do any of that, and it came loose within about a mag and a half. And that is not what you want to have happen, especially in the real world, all right? Hopefully you're never in a situation where you have to go through a mag and a half in the real world, you know, but if you are, then it's probably pretty bad, and that's definitely not a time you want your flashlight to be rattling and coming off, essentially. So after that, I just decided, all right, I'm going to put it down. I've, you know, kind of vetted it, had a quick vet session, pretty much making sure it actually would shoot. Didn't have any malfunctions, didn't have anything, you know, anything like that. The only other thing I could say about that rifle is it was a little sticky, and that's just because of the paint. But as I work with it, it'll get better. So AR pistol, success. I keep saying rifle, I mean AR pistol. You know, I'm just so ingrained into thinking to say that, but you know what I mean. I don't mean rifle, I mean AR pistol. And I did have my pistol brace because if you didn't know, I mean, last video I filmed it after the injunction was pretty much applied, and the whole pistol brace rule essentially was stopped nationwide. Not only that, but I am part of the FPC, so either way I'm protected under that. So legally speaking, I am able to have a pistol brace on my AR pistol. Anyway, moving on to the next rifle, or next thing I did, which was the rifle, 16-inch rifle. Everything went well. I didn't get great footage of it because it is a little bit longer, and I didn't really set up my camera the best way, but essentially everything went well with it, except for some reason my red dot started to sometimes when I would shoot, it would just go off. It would just turn off for like a couple shots. It would turn back on. So that's something I need to look at. I don't know if it's the battery or if it's something loose in there. But that's something I need to figure out and look at and diagnose and fix, because that's not ideal. That is very subpar. So just keep in mind that is something that happened to me. I think I have the Sig Romeo red dot. It's like the cheaper one, but I mean, I've always thought they were still pretty solid. It's been solid for me up until now. It might just be that I need to change the battery, because, you know, admittedly, I don't think I've changed the battery in a while on it, so that could be the problem. I'm not saying the red dot's bad or anything. I'm just saying that I did experience a little bit of a hiccup, and it might be my own problem. So don't, it might be my own fault. Don't blame SIG for that one. So I shot that for a little bit, you know, everything ended up being okay. See, that red dot's sighted in, so it shot just fine. So after that, I switched over to the pistols, and first I shot my Glock, and for my Glock, I ended up bringing two mags that I had pre-filled, and I had on standby for probably about 4 or 5 months that they were just filled, you know, full mags, just sitting in a safe. And I brought those, and I put them, ran them through my Glock, and per mag, I think I ended up having about 2 malfunctions per mag. I had to tap and rack, and I'm not sure if I caught that on camera. I don't know if I was recording at the time, but I had to tap and rack through those malfunctions twice on the Glock. And that kind of concerned me for a minute. But then I realized that my Glock is really, really, really dirty. And I think that might be one of the reasons why. Either that, or there was something wrong with my ammo. I think it's one of the two. Maybe it is the mag. I'm not sure. But all the other mags, after I refilled those mags, I shot each mag probably a couple times, and they shot flawlessly. They shot just fine. So I'm thinking it was something with the ammo. I'm not 100% sure. But that was kind of the one time I've had the most amount of malfunctions in both mags, you know, like, because that usually doesn't happen. I almost never have malfunctions with my Glock, and if it is, it's because mag malfunction, mag isn't seeing it all the way, ammo is, you know, something like that. Anyway, and then after that, you know, I shot the Glock, and honestly, I didn't shoot that well. I shot a little bit. I mean, I'm left-handed, so I sometimes end up tending shooting low and right, and I shot pretty low and right, like more than I used to, or more than I had in the past. It almost reminded me of like the first time I started shooting. And when the first time I started shooting, I mean, I was horrible. I never was super incredibly good, but I was a lot better than that when I first started shooting. So it kind of concerned me a little bit as to why I was all of a sudden shooting low and right. You know, is this something that I did? Am I just bad at shooting? I mean, again, I know that's something you have to upkeep, and it's a skill you have to work on, but it concerned me. So I went through a few mags, shot a few more mags, and then I switched over to my 365, my SIG P365. And surprisingly enough, I actually shot better groups with my P365 than I did with my SIG, with my Glock. And the reason that's surprising is because last time I took my SIG out to shoot, I shot pretty bad, like really bad. Like laughably bad. And then all of a sudden, I'm shooting so much better on my SIG, but so much worse on my Glock. You know, like, so that kind of concerned me a little bit. And I mean, I kind of try to slow down a little bit, think, all right, am I doing the same grip, stance? You know, saying what is the variable that's changing here? And I still haven't kind of figured that out. I'm probably gonna have to think about that for a little bit longer and maybe go back to the range and figure that out. But it was just a little bit concerning to me, you know. It was almost funny, but at the same time, it's not funny, because that's weird, you know. So anyway, that was kind of the main thing that happened. I ended up wrapping everything up at the end, and, you know, kind of heading out. All the while, they were still announcing, you know, winners over the intercom every 30 minutes. And again, I never ended up winning anything. And then on the way out, I took another look around real quick. You know, I wrapped everything up at the range, you know. Took a little bit of look around real quick, and I noticed that there were these people sitting out front, in the front of the lobby area, and they were some representatives from U.S. Law Shield. So, U.S. Law Shield, what are they? Well, they provide legal defense for self-defense shootings and self-defense situations. And I'm not going to go into detail on exactly what they provide and what they do, because I'm bound to say something that's wrong, and I don't want to, you know, say that they do something that they don't. I'm not sponsored by U.S. Law Shield. I am not paid by them. Nothing. I've been a customer, or I've been an individual consumer who has been on the border between USCCA and U.S. Law Shield. There's another one that's like some sort of U.S. Constitution. I don't know. There's some other one I thought about getting for a while, but I've kind of steered away from that now because it just doesn't seem like they have as many resources and as many as big of a group as U.S. Law Shield or USCCA. So those have been really the two big contenders, and I ended up going with the U.S. Law Shield, and I got a discount. I got a pretty nice discount that they had, and I've got a locked-in rate as well, which is great. That means that, you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, my rate's not going to go up by 300. You know, I don't think they do that, but it's not going to go up by $5-10 a year. It's going to stay the exact same unless I add that there's additional add-ons you can get. The only add-on I did get was multi-state protection, but they have other add-ons you can get as well. So, you know, they've got information here. Again, not sponsored. I just want to let you guys know. So I'm glad about that because it gives you a little bit of a peace of mind that if something does go wrong and you are in the right, you know, and you are protecting yourself, you will have people, actual, you know, lawyers, attorneys on standby to answer. You have an emergency hotline. You can just hit up a lawyer and be like, hey, this happened. You know, what do? I need help. And they will help you legally. They'll be there for you legally as long as you're a customer of U.S. Law Shield. I wish this is a resource that everyone could have. That'd be great, you know. But reality is, that's not how it is. So if you want to have that, I really highly encourage you. And hey, U.S. Law Shield, if you guys do want to sponsor people, I would love to have a sponsorship. But as of right now, I don't have a sponsorship, but I will, I'll still vouch for them and I'll still support them. I think they're great. I think USCCA is also great for different reasons. I would recommend at least getting one of, you know, either one. At least get either one. I'm not trashing on USCCA. I'm not trashing on U.S. Law Shield. They have some differences, but either one you do your research and get something at least, especially if you're carrying, okay? Because it'll help protect you and save you in the long run legally. Anyway, that about does it. This is a longer video. This is gonna be like a 20-minute video. I know. It doesn't even feel like 20 minutes. I wish this was like a 10-minute video, but it's not. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these gun videos. I know that firearms in general have been a little bit controversial, especially over the past few years. But it's something that I've been into for a while. You know, I haven't owned firearms until, you know, a few years ago, but I've been into firearms for a while, and I've kind of liked the idea of them, and I like the idea of owning them, and that's something I plan to continue. But yeah, just let me know. I'm probably going to start doing gun reviews, specific gun reviews. I'm just going to start with the ones that I have, and we'll go from there. And other than that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support on the recent videos. My name is Lucas, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.